3rd Battalion, 4th Marines was activated in 1925 at Naval Base San Diego, California. The unit has been in many of America's conflicts, and most notably first saw action in World War II. Starting with the Philippines at the Battle of Corregidor in 1941, and eventually dissolving and splitting off into the Raider battalions. In February of 1944, the Raider battalions were re-established into 4th Marine Regiment and fought in the battles of Guam and Okinawa. Their next notable conflict was in Vietnam. Taking part in Operation Hastings on the Vietnamese demilitarized zone, they saw intense combat during this operation and is where Staff Sergeant John McGinty and Captain Robert Mojejewski were both awarded the Medal of Honor for their acts of bravery and indomitable leadership during fierce combat against the enemy. 3-4 also famously participated in the infamous Battle of Mutter's Ridge, a heavily fortified area of the new K-Tree Ridge, a costly and fierce battle that left hundreds killed on both sides. This is also where Pulitzer Prize-winning photojournalist Larry Burroughs captured one of the most famous images of the entire Vietnam conflict. Titled Reaching Out, a photo depicts a casualty collection point on Hill 400, where wounded Gunnery Sergeant Jeremiah Purdy is seen reaching out to his fellow 3-4 Marine, Lance Corporal Paul Mitchell. Following Vietnam, 3-4 would participate in the global war on terror in both Iraq and Afghanistan, but most notably during Operation Iraqi Freedom and the initial invasion of Iraq in 2003. This is where the current callsign Darkside originated and was given to the Marines by their commanding officer, Colonel B.P. McCoy.
I'm B.P. McCoy. I was the commanding officer of 3rd Battalion, 4th Marine Regiment from 2002 to 2004 through deployments Operation Iraqi Freedom 1 and Operational Iraqi Freedom 2. 3-4 is a storied battalion, their roots going back to World War II when they were formed out of the 3rd Raider Battalion and reflagged as 3rd Battalion, 4th Marines. Became the China Marines afterwards, and then in Vietnam fought at significant battles like Mutter's Ridge. Several Medals of Honor won, several decorations for valor. Their battalion commander from then, 3-4, was Lieutenant Colonel Bill Masterpool, who was a hero of the Chosen Reservoir under Jesse Puller. And he was an idol of mine, so it was an honor to command his battalion.
Colonel McCoy led 3-4 during the invasion of Iraq and was the first Marine unit to enter Baghdad. Along the way, they participated in the Battle of Al Qut, the taking of the Diyala Bridge, and the removal of the statue of Saddam Hussein.
To understand our legacy, our history, that our ancestors were watching over us, that every congratulations or thank you for your service we ever got for being in uniform, we owed our ancestors from Bellewood, Iwo Jima, Quezon, and so on. And it was our turn to take our line in the place of history and acquit ourselves honorably. And if General Krulak once said, if the Marine Corps ever fails to win a battle, it will cease to exist. America doesn't need a Marine Corps, it wants one. And they expect us to have success on the battlefield. And that won't end with us. We were going to do our job.
In 2023, a new logo design was proposed and has since been approved. The updated logo changes the historic call sign for the current one, Darkside. At the top of the laurel wreaths, the blue diamond of 1st Marine Division is shown, representing Darkside's higher headquarters since 1994. And the skull in the middle of the bullhead pays homage to the roots of 3-4's reactivation from 3rd Raider Battalion and the legacy of combat in World War II that goes with it.
Marines will eventually be tested in combat like their Darkside forefathers, like the Marines on Mutter's Ridge, like Edson's Raiders on Guadalcanal, like the Marines in Iraq. While the character and weapons of war in the future will evolve, the nature of war will remain the same, built around the discipline, courage, and fighting spirit of those who call themselves Marines. Semper Fidelis, Darkside.